Hello and welcome to the last episode of this year's Grumpy's Rehab Facility series that I'm running here on a weekly basis. Today we're going to be talking about, we're going to sum up 2022 and we're going to be talking about the 2023 and what to expect from Star Citizen in the next year. So let me roll the intro and let's talk about it.
Hello, my name is Grumpy.
Alright, I wanted to say this first because it means a lot to me and you can skip through it, I don't care, but I just wanted to say this. So this year, at the start of this year, I had 1,000 subscribers, now we are almost at 7,000 subscribers. I have a bunch of patrons shown here and I love you guys, thank you for supporting me, thank you for everyone that supported me through Patreon or through YouTube with Super Chat and all of that. Without you, this would be pointless because like the YouTube revenue is terrible and that's how it is. It's not really good unless you have a ton of subscribers and a ton of views on a daily basis. So I don't have that. So yeah, on top of that, I have made the merch store this year and you can buy that merch because it's amazing. You should at least just check it out because all of the designs and the prints are done by me, myself. I did it alone and yeah, it has been a huge year for this channel and for me, and I'm thankful and I'm so grateful, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. But now we can continue and we can talk about Star Citizen. Alright, so first let's start off with the year in review. This year, or in 2022, we got a patch. Now we can continue and we can talk about the next year and what to expect from the next year. But bear in mind that this is all just me speculating after studying the progress tracker for a longer time. And one can say that I have some experience with Star Citizen and how CAG works, and I'll try to cut through all the bullshit on the progress tracker and all the things that they say but they will not deliver in the next year. So first of all, let's talk about the ships and what ships are in store for us in the next year. We already know that CAG has put a pin in the ban on merchantmen, so you shouldn't really expect it to be released in 2023. But the ship that is almost finished and is going to get released probably in the first quarter of 2023 is the MISC Hull C from the Hull series. And it will be a great addition to the game, especially with the cargo refactor that we're getting in 3.18. Next ship that will probably get released and that will get the first iteration of the ship tractor beams is the Argo SRV. And honestly, I can't wait to see how the ship's tractor beams work. After that, we should see tractor beams on other ships that should have them, like the Constellation Taurus, the Cuddy Black, or the Caterpillar. Hopefully, CAG will make it possible to grab multiple SU boxes with a single tractor beam, but I guess we'll see what the future holds for us. The Crusader Spirit series is currently on the progress tracker, but I don't see the E1 being released until we get the passenger transport missions. CAG will probably release the C1 and then the A1 and then probably postpone the E1 until it gets its game loop. A lot of people saw the Polaris on the progress tracker and got really excited about it, but they started celebrating too early, because that's just the vehicle concept art team working on it, which means that it won't get released anytime soon. Aupoa Santo Kai, or however you pronounce that, is currently on the progress tracker, and I don't see a reason for them not finishing it and not releasing it to the public. I believe that we will see this fighter in the game next year, and that it will absolutely dominate the medium fighter range because of its maneuverability. And in the end, we have the Origin X1 hoverbike and the RSI Lynx rover that will get released as LTI tokens during the next year. Now, there is going to be a bunch of unannounced vehicles that are going to be released out of the blue in 2023, and at least a few concept vehicles. Vehicle concept art teams are currently working on 4 vehicles, out of which 2 seem to be medium-sized vehicles, and then we have a capital ship-sized vehicle and a small-sized vehicle. So we could expect a bunch of concepts being sold during the Invictus week. On the other hand, the vehicle content teams are currently working on 2 small unannounced vehicles. They could be just vehicle variants, I don't know at this point, but you can expect them to be released at some point during 2023. Now let's talk about the biggest features that we are or are not going to get in 2023. And of course, the first one is going to be server meshing. And since I don't have anything to show you here, like except the CitizenCon, like graphs and all that, like I'm not going to show you anything, but I don't see server meshing happening in 2023, solely because it took him a year just to release 3.18 with PES, and we don't even know if they worked on server meshing during this year, and if it's any close to being released. So therefore, I would say that 4.0 is not going to happen in 2023. Maybe if we are optimistic, maybe it is going to happen around CitizenCon 2023, but honestly, if you want to be realistic, I don't see it happening until 2024. Now, that doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, even though you know my standpoint on them delaying server meshing for years and years now. I think it's been like 4 or 5 years, but if we waited this long, we can wait another year, I guess. But without server meshing, we're not gonna get pyro, so that is probably gonna happen in 2024. Now, if you want to be optimistic, as I've said, maybe we're gonna get it during CitizenCon 2023, but not before that, not at the start of 2023 like it was said in the letter of the chairman. But that's not all that bad, because Stanton is not even close to being finished either. And in 3.17.2 and 3.18, CAG showed us how much we were really missing in Stanton with the addition of the derelict spaceships and the abandoned outposts. So you could expect a ton of them being added throughout Stanton in 2023, but those are not the only points of interest that we will be getting. We know for a fact that they're currently working on the Lorville Cityscape rework, so you can expect Lorville to grow in the next year, which would in the end give us more of the Blade Runner vibes that we're getting whenever we go there. But I don't see the interior growing at all. I believe that they're only working on the exterior. But the main thing that we should get as tier 0 minimal viable product is the new underground facilities, or should I say UGF bunkers. They already teased us with these during CitizenCon and in some of the IC videos, but those should bring a huge update to the bunker missions, because they should have more than 150 rooms in them, which would offer us much needed variety when it comes to gameplay. The first iteration would probably be a lot smaller and have fewer rooms, so manage your expectations. But hey, I'm all for having some variety in this game, because all of the moons and the planets just feel like barren wastelands which desperately need to be filled up with different points of interest just to bring some life to it. Because currently, yes, they have a lot of potential, but they also feel so empty. And on that topic, we're probably gonna get a bunch of caves and roads and rivers and all of that. So with all of that and the points of interest that we're gonna get in Stanton, I feel that Stanton is going to become more alive in the next year. CAG has started talking about bringing alien life to the game, and do not get overly excited because they were only talking about the fauna. So you won't be seeing any Banu or Vandul around Stanton just yet. But again, don't get overly excited about the fauna either, because the leaks show that they are working on spiders and bugs that should populate the caves. Bugs in Star Citizen? You don't say. What will you be able to do with these is currently unknown, but my thoughts are that you will be able to kill, collect and sell them. In 3.18 we will get the tier 0 implementation of the salvage mechanics, or should I say the hull stripping. And you can see on the progress tracker that CAG is currently working on hull munching mechanics, but I don't see them released to the game anytime soon. I would love the Reclaimer to get all of its features, but knowing CAG, they will delay this feature indefinitely. So my guess is that hull munching is not happening in 2023. Now, in the past 4 years, a lot has been said about the rework of the flight mechanics in Star Citizen, or the introduction of different flight modes to ships, but honestly I don't see it happening in 2023 either, because they will need to balance all the ships out and bring them all up to the new flight standard, which is not gonna happen in a year. Speaking of ship reworks, CAG has already brought the Gladius and the Saber up to the gold standard. The Retaliator was supposed to be the next one, but it just didn't happen. I know for a fact that without the Retaliator rework, we are not going to get modularity. So hopefully in the next year, they will focus more on the modularity and the rework of the Retaliator. Purely because we have so many modular ships that just don't work, and we will have much more gameplay opportunities if we had that feature in the game. But honestly, I don't see it happening in the next year, maybe 2024. They also need to completely rework the Starfarer, the 600i, etc, etc. So I don't see it happening anytime soon, because before the reworks and before the modularity, you will need the resource management system. Speaking of the resource management system, or the feature that will let us interact more with our ships, where we will be able to, for example, tweak the life support or the artificial gravity on our ships, or manage the power and interact with the components in our ships, I do see it happening in 2023, but only on some ships. We know that CAG wants the Hammerhead to be the first ship that gets the resource management system, but maybe we will get it too on some newer ships like the Hull series, the Cutter, or the Corsair, for example. But I don't see it fully implemented on all of the ships, especially not on the older ones. How this will impact the game is currently unknown, but I don't think that CAG wants to make the Hammerhead owners depressed by adding this feature to the game and making the ship itself useless against other ships and vehicles that don't have this system. One major thing that I see happening in the next year will be the new star map, the radar system, and the MFD rework, solely because you can see that they're working on it, and it shouldn't take them too long to bring that whole system into the building blocks, and maybe then that whole system is not going to be that janky like it is right now. But a feature that I touched upon in this video already that I see happening in 2023 is the vehicle tractor beams, but I don't see it happening for all the ships. I believe that we're going to see the first iteration of the vehicle tractor beams with the SRV, and then maybe they will add them to all the ships that should have them already, such as the Cutlass, the Hull series, the Caterpillar, or the Taurus. And I believe that only then they will give us a way to equip the tractor beams to all the other ships on the weapon mounting points. A cool new feature that I also do see happening in 2023 is the EVA Tier 2 mechanics, and hopefully these will make the game more fun to play when you're floating outside your ship. With that, and with the new soft death mechanics that they already introduced in 3.18, I do see them introducing the Bounty Hunter version 2 feature, which will make us leave our ships more often because we will have to apprehend the criminals after destroying their ships. But for that, CAG will need to introduce the nav match to ships, so the NPCs could walk around them freely. If not, I guess that we will have to wait for Bounty Hunting version 3 then. Now you can see on the progress tracker that the actor status Tier 2 is currently being developed, which would introduce hygiene, medical insurance, and cybernetic limbs to the game. But I don't see it happening in the game anytime soon. I mean, hopefully. I mean, please. No, please no poop. No poop during fights, please. Please, CAG. Now, the thing that I do see happening in 2023 is return of the persistent personal hangars, because CAG has stated that the only thing that's delaying the personal hangars is the absence of the cargo elevators, but we know that they're working on them, and that's why I believe that we will get them in the game pretty soon. Aerodynamic control surfaces feature, which will make your small fighters fly better in the atmosphere, could make its appearance in 2023, but without the rework of the whole flight system and the different flight modes, I don't see it having that much of an impact to the game, so I don't see why they would release that feature next year. We will be also getting more different ship weapons and ammo types added to the game, such as the incendiary rounds or the flak ammunition, and I believe that the changes to ballistic penetration in 3.18 is just a testbed for the major balance changes that will happen in ship-to-ship combat next year. Also, since I don't believe that we will be getting pyro and server meshing in 2023, and I think that CAG will still keep their focus on Stanton, I believe that they will start rolling out the long-awaited asteroid facilities, which would in the end bring us more variety to the game itself. But that's a hard maybe, don't get your hopes up. And in the end, the last but certainly not the least, we have the most anticipated features that we have been waiting on forever now. And those would be, of course, the swimming tier 0 and the charge and drain mechanics for our multi-tools, because they are so important right now.
So important right now. What? Like, everyone has their opinions and it's fine, but what? Is he high? This guy. Is this dude high?
Now, my predictions last year were basically on point. I predicted that 2022 will be a bad year for Star Citizen. I predicted that we will not get server meshing in 2022, and that they will be coming out with more and more expensive concept ships, and that the delays will make us feel butthurt a lot, and that CEG will be even more out of touch with the community. And to sum it all up, out of 20 predictions, I got 2 wrong. And those 2 were the weapon wear and tear and the drain mechanics that I just mentioned. They are still on the progress tracker and they are still irrelevant to the gameplay experience. And I left them in for the lols and the raffles and the lamaus. It's sarcasm, you should try it. Anyway, I want to thank my supporters on Patreon and YouTube for supporting me. Like, they're fucking awesome. You guys are amazing, and thank you so much for supporting me throughout the whole year. Without you, this content creation thing wouldn't really work, because there are a lot of monthly expenses just for the channel to grow and to keep running, and then like the house and the food and all of that. But if you want to support me, the Patreon link is down in the description of the video. There's a super chat here. There's a join button down there somewhere on YouTube, and also there's merch, and as I've said, merch amazing. People told me that it's top-notch quality. Still haven't got it. It's been almost a month now, like 3 weeks or a month, and I'm still waiting on my merch to arrive so I can check it out myself. I was the first one to order it, but no, whatever. But check out the merch store. You might find something that you like, and you can get something in return for supporting me. Also, I want to thank the community that's like sharing my videos, watching my videos. We just hit, like a month ago, we hit 1 million views, which is amazing. And I'm just so grateful for this amazing year, and I can just hope that the next one is going to be as good as this one was. But yeah, thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you to my Discord community that's just like funny as hell. And if you wanna become a member of the Discord, there's a link down in the description. Everybody is welcome, and yeah, just hop in the Discord and say hello. I'm there. I'm not like the other guys that's like a huge deal and doesn't mingle with the plebs. No, I'm there. Like, I'm talking to you guys all the time. So also, thank you to all my fellow content creators for supporting me and for making this channel grow, because yeah, like Salty Mike and Space Tomato and a bunch of you guys helped me out to like grow the channel from 1,000 subs to 7,000 subs, and it's been a hell of a year, but it was really fun. So again, thank you for watching, and don't forget to bring a shower. Again, thank you for watching, and don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling through space, because you might need it. Because Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and mwah, and bye. And also, I'm gonna like play my song from a couple of days ago that I posted that nobody saw, because I did it on Christmas, and I guess nobody was active on Christmas and nobody saw the fucking video. So I'm gonna play it now, and ciao, and see ya in the new year. Bye. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but a fire is so delightful. And since we have no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how are hay going out in the storm? If you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. And the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. buying. As long as you love me so. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yeah. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Mwah.